So I'm Sue Murray, I'm General Manager of the Yellow-Eyed Penguin Trust, based in Dunedin.
Hi, I'm Dave McFarlane, Field Manager for the Yellow-Eyed Penguin Trust.
So the trust was the first single species trust formed in New Zealand back in 1987, and it was quite a controversial model at the time because people said, why would you just want to work with one species? But in fact, here we are almost 30 years later, and our model is now replicated around the country, as you'll know, and there are numerous single species trusts.
The thing about yellow-eyed penguins, they're only found in New Zealand and its offshore islands, Auckland and Campbell Islands. They've found breeding between Banks Peninsula and Campbell Island.
They're cute, you just relate to them because of their waddle and I think we've all got a bit of a waddle of different forms.
They're charismatic, they're interesting. People come to see penguins, there's something about them.
The last 4 years have been particularly bad years for the penguins for different reasons, a mass mortality event, some starving chicks, disease, and finally last year they were hit by unprecedented number of barracuda attacks, well suspected barracuda attacks.
They're up against it right now. They're our responsibility, they're only found in New Zealand and we have a big conservation challenge to look after them.
The Trust's motto is actually penguins, plants, people and passion, and I think that sums it all up for me.
We look after them on land, we try our best to look after them at sea, and these things involve the basics from predator trapping to planting to advocating so people behave appropriately around yellow-eyed penguin breeding sites.
There's not a lot we can do for them at sea, but we certainly can do everything possible on land to make it safe for them.
We hit it at all different kind of levels, all different kinds of angles, and it all adds up to conservation for this very, very special species of penguin.
I believe that through our work and through the work of others, we've arrested the decline, but we certainly haven't saved the species. There's an awful lot of work that still needs to happen.
If we had not in 1987 got involved in replanting and trapping, I think these birds probably would have disappeared.
We often get requests from the public about how can they help. To be quite honest, the best thing that you can do for us is financially support us. We are desperate for funds to support our operations staff that go out there and man the beaches and look for the birds when they're sick or injured and then help them and bring them into the rehab centres.
So we're getting close to a potential tipping point. We don't want to go much lower. We want to stop where we are, stabilise what's going on with our conservation work and build these numbers up again.
The other thing that you can do is get behind mainland and purchase the natural cheese and butter, because for every packet of natural cheese and butter you purchase they give us $1, and it's a fantastic cause-related marketing sponsorship that they've done now for 28 years.
And I must say, just recognise here a plug for all the volunteers and supporters of the Yellow-Eyed Penguin Trust over the last 30 years. It's been a huge plus for us.
I think we all have this mental idea that they're safe because the image is always out there somewhere, and in fact it's not like that at all, and that gives us a lot of concern.
And importantly, we need to find out what's happening in Auckland and Campbell Islands. We don't know what's going on down there because it's far away, very hard to search for the penguins to get an idea of the numbers down there, so we need to crack that one.
My ultimate dream is that the penguin is saved and I'm out of a job, and then we know that those birds have a sustainable life ahead of them.